A student comes in not knowing hardly any Maori.
Yep.
You know, what's the typical progress like, say by?
3 months. 3 months they'll be fluent. It's a total immersion. So we got them 3 months. That little one there, Bohanji came in mid last year, no reo at all, nothing. And within 3 weeks he was starting to kororo, starting to talk. He has no problems now.
I mean, you know, they're good singers and we like music. The thing is, music and dancing is teaching, you know.
Oh, yes.
It's a good way to teach. When I say maths, I teach the children maths. We're playing cards, you know, we're playing cards, we're playing games, we're playing snakes and ladders, we're using fruit or anything that we've got to teach maths.
There was one thing I was taught when I was doing language planning. Languages do not die. They are neglected by the speakers. And they're not handed on. And languages do not die straight away. They waste away to the skin and bones. And they do not give their last gasp until the last words of the last speaker are spoken.
Opening for a lot of our people who have been colonised through colonisation, a little bit ignorant towards their own, but through learning the language, doors start to open, and through the doors opening come opportunities in that. So a lot of our older people, there was a Tohunga Suppression Act that came in 1907 which banned and outlawed any passing on of Māori knowledge. As a result of that, our carved meeting houses were burnt, carvings were taken down and stripped, the language was banned. If you were caught speaking Māori, you were in prison. Our tohunga, or our masters in the various art forms and areas of our religion, were incarcerated, they were in prison, and that went from 1907 and it was uplifted I think around the 1960s, which really ain't too far ago. So there's been a huge renaissance since those 1960s to where we've gotten here in 2005 to revitalise our culture, our language, and receive it, have our independence returned back to us. As a result of that, we had kohanga reo, and you've had a tour around our kohanga reo. Be very aware it was Māori that set that kohanga reo system up. Māori went to government seeking out funding to be able to set up this alternative educational model for our babies, for our children, so that they could grow up with their first language being Māori. And government didn't want to know about it. But our people are determined people, so they just took our babies out of schools, the early childhood centres, they took them out anyway. And they put them in a garage, they put them in a shed, they put them under a tree with their grandparents, with a nanny, with an uncle, with a grandpa, and all nanny and grandpa had to do was speak Māori to these babies. And that was the start of Kohanga Reo.
You've been. There's a school there. It's a kura, Māori school. Right up the front of their gate they have a classroom, and that's for English. And it's separated from the rest of the school. So they have an English teacher. Once the children are 8, they start going to learn English.